Hey guys, it's Lucy, and I'm back with another video, and yay for natural hair. Okay, well for this video, I'm going to be talking, I should move my chair. Okay, for this video, I'm going to be talking about my OMGMusicFest experience, and I went to Chicago OMGMusicFest, and that was August 10th, and I was so excited to go because that was my first time ever meeting Jacob, and I actually got silver tickets, which were $100 with tax. And we got up. I was with my friend. Her name was Haley, and I spent the night at her house the day before. And we got up around 9:30 in the morning, the day of, and probably left around noon. And we both had our hair curled. We all looked so cute with our makeup. And then we got there. It was actually in Joliet, Illinois. And we got there probably at 1:30. And the line actually wasn't very long. I was surprised. I thought it would be a lot longer. So we got in line and we were probably waiting about 20 minutes. And then it started sprinkling like rain. And we're like, oh, it's going to stop. So we didn't really have an umbrella. And then it started pouring rain. Well, at this point, we've already met about 10 to 12 friends in line. And luckily, 2 of them had umbrellas. So we put the 2 umbrellas together. And we were all under it. And then, all of a sudden, while we were in line, we heard screaming. And we're like, what? And we were kind of like closer to the road, and the venue was probably up here, and we were like at the corner of the road, and then the venue went like that, and that was the corner, and we heard screaming from the corner. So we started going towards the corner, and all of a sudden, we see Jacob and Grant up in a window, and they were just looking down at us and laughing because it was pouring rain, and we all looked horrible. All of our hair was unstraightened and uncurled. It was nasty. And my friend Elena and I went back over there after we kind of left. And it was still Grant and Jacob. And we were both under a umbrella. And we were just looking up. And they took a selfie. And they actually posted it to Twitter. And it was so cute because we got to see them take that selfie. And then all of a sudden we see them take a picture of somebody like behind us and like to our right. And then Jacob put the phone up to the window so you could see that it was the app Twitter. So we all went to our Twitters, and that girl started screaming because he posted a picture of her onto Twitter. And Jacob just starts laughing at her. And then all of a sudden, like, Grant points to me and my friend Elena and is like pointing at us, and we're like, us? And he's like, yeah. And then he winked, and we started screaming. And then nothing really more happened. They kind of left, and Jacob's like, 1 second. And then everybody thinks he's coming out. Well, that's not going to happen. He can't come out. And I think he had to go to sound check. So we all went back to our places in line. And it was 3:30, which is the time Silver got let in. And we actually got let in a half hour late. We got in at 4 because some general admission pretended to be a Silver. So we had to wait still. And it was so funny while we were waiting in line. We were like really, really close to the door to get in. So we were kind of in the front of the line. And all of a sudden we hear someone say, get the security guard. So we got the security guard to talk to this lady. And I wasn't really looking at the lady at first. I didn't know. We thought it was just a mom. And she's like, can you tell the security guard to let me in? And I looked over and it was Aunt Lisa. And it was so funny. She's like, I need let in. So then the security guard got her in. And finally we got in. And we ran the line to meet everybody. And the line was actually really short. It took about 15 minutes to get up and meet them. And while we were in line, it was during the line you walked past the merch table. So we stopped and I got a Jacob Whiteside's baseball tee. And I also got a Booty Had Me Like tank top, but I don't know where it's at right now. I tried looking for it. And then we also got OMGMusicFest drawstring bags with a poster, which is already up in my room, so I'm not going to take it down, and a Aunt Lisa postcard. Oh, it fell. Okay. And then while we were waiting, we were really close. Their merchandise table was really close to me and Jacob, and the line to meet all of them. And when Jacob, Dylan, Grant, Alyssa, Reed, and then round 2 crew. So Jacob was first, and I went up to Jacob and I hugged him, and he kind of noticed something was wrong, and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I kind of have one hand." So then he like grabbed my hand out from where I was hugging him, and he's like, "Oh my God, that's so cute." And I just kind of smiled because I didn't know what to say. And then we took our picture, and while we were taking the picture, he was like scratching my arm up and down, and he was rubbing my hands. And then right after the picture, he like said, "Look at me." So I looked at him, and he's like, "You're beautiful just the way you are. Don't ever forget that. I love you so much." And then he kissed my hand, and then we hugged again, and then I went on to Dylan. And the funny thing about Dylan was I just was going in for a gentle hug, and he pulled me in so hard and quick. He's like, "Hey, baby." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then we hugged, and then we took our picture. And then I went on to Grant, and Grant kind of seemed out of it. I don't know why. He just kind of seemed upset, and really all he said to all the fans were, "Hey," and gave him a hug. And his smiles weren't really genuine in the picture. Like, I don't know. It's okay, though. I forgive him. He was cute. He seemed a lot better during the concert, though. He seemed a lot more happy. And then I went on to Alyssa, and Alyssa was actually the first one out of everybody in OMGMusicFest that I had heard of. Like, even before Jacob, I knew of Alyssa. And so I was really, really excited to meet her, so I hugged her. And then I told her I loved her, and she said, "I love you too." And our picture was really cute, like our cheeks were touching. And then I went on to Reed, and what was really funny about Reed was that my friend had a poster that said, "Reed, will you be my bae?" And while we were in line, he was looking like towards the line and stuff, and I said, "Reed, Reed." And then he looked straight at me, and then I pointed to my friend, and I'm like, "Be her bae, be her bae." And he's like, "Okay," and then I gave the thumbs up. And so he noticed he knew who I was when I went up to meet him. He's like, "Oh, your friend's my bae, right?" And I said, "Yeah." And then he's like, "You're really pretty." And I was like, "Thank you." So then we took our picture, and then I went on to round 2 crew, and their hugs are so awesome. Like, I got a picture of me hugging Pape, and it was so cute because I actually zoomed in on one of my pictures, on one of my friend's pictures that we met in line, and you could see me hugging Pape, so I zoomed in and screenshotted it. And then after round 2 crew, we all had to go upstairs with the VIP and wait until all the silver's done, and then we got let down for the concert. Well, I went to the bathroom and changed into my booty heavy like tank top because my shirt was soaked from the rain and I couldn't stand it anymore, so I changed. And then after we got out of the bathroom, I accidentally left my poster up there, and we met a couple of new friends upstairs, and they were silver too. And then they were telling VIP to go down, so VIP went down, and then it was our silver's turn to go down, and there was probably about 150 of us, and we were all trying to go down at once, and we were kind of towards the stairs, and I got pushed up against the railing of the stairs, and I lost my friend Haley, and it was pretty bad. It hurt. And then my friend, she broke her foot, and somebody stepped on her boot, and it was bad. And then once we finally got down to the concert, it was Reed who sang first, and he sang my favorite song, which is an original by him, which was Crash Test Dummy, and that's one of my favorites. And then after Reed, it was Alyssa. Yeah, Alyssa. And then she sang Warrior, which was so awesome. And she sang Life of the Party, and everybody knew every single word to it, so it was awesome. And I think she sang BYE. Yeah. And then she did a duet with Dylan Holland, and it was Overboard by Justin Bieber. And then after Alyssa, it was Grant, and he sang Red Lights. And a couple more, but I don't really remember. And then after Grant, it was Dylan. And Dylan came out with All That Matters, and while Dylan was singing All That Matters, he pointed to me. So it was pretty awesome. And then after that, he sang Take You Down by Chris Brown, and it was a sexual song, so of course everybody loved it. And that's when Jacob tweeted Dylan singing Chris Brown's Got You Feeling Some Type of Way. And that was all about us because we were screaming every time. Oh, it was so bad. And then after Dylan, it was round 2 crew. And everybody was screaming round 2 crew, round 2 crew once before they came out. And then they came out with Year 3000 by Jonas Brothers. And then they sang Booty Had Me Like, which was awesome because since the place was 2 stories, there was like a balcony so you can see everybody up in the balcony. And none of us were in the balcony, like no VIP or silver were allowed up there. So a lot of like the Alyssa and them were up there. And then we looked up and round 2 crew was up there. And they're like, you got a bae? And then everybody's screaming, or nah. And then they came down and performed Booty Had Me Like. And then after round 2 crew, obviously it was Jacob Whiteside's. And the first song he sang was, I think, Your Body's a Wonderland. And then he sang a lot. But while Jacob was singing, I looked up to the balcony because I knew Alyssa Schaus and Mac were up there. And I looked up and all of a sudden I see Alyssa Schaus holding my poster. Here's my poster. Oh crap, it just almost fell. Okay. Well, here's my poster. And it says, Jacob, be my apple bae. And as you can see, it's kind of ruined by the rain because I was holding it outside in the rain. And all the marker came off. And it was really funny. My Twitter's up here. So Alyssa already follows me, so I thought something was going to happen because I saw Mac take a picture of my poster with Alyssa. And we were all like trying to get Alyssa's attention. And I probably had like 10 people around me trying to get Alyssa's attention. And I'm like, that's my poster. And then she's like, you? And I was like, that's my poster. I was like, that's a poster. And she's like, your poster? And I was like, yeah. And then Mac grabbed my poster. And I didn't know what was happening because, he told me like to go to the side and meet him there. And Jacob started performing perfect. And I was like, I need to record this. So then I was recording it. And then I looked back up at Alyssa. And Alyssa was looking at me. And I'm like, is he coming? And she's like, he's in the backstage. And I was like, okay. And it took him probably 10-15 minutes to get down there. So I didn't know what was happening. I thought I was going to get a golden ticket because it took him so long. And he just gave me my poster. I said, thank you so much. And then I got my poster. And then I went back to watch the concert. And the concert was almost over. And it was just really, really fun experience. It was probably the best day of my life. I wish I could go back. Now we're trying to get Jacob to see something I posted to Twitter. And it's our picture, a picture of my hands. And what he said to me about my hands when we met. And I think it has 150 retweets right now and 250 favorites. So everybody's trying to get him to see it. And it's not working out one bit. He still hasn't seen it. It's been probably 3 days now. I don't really think he's going to see it, but oh well, I met him. It was the best day of my life. So I think that's it on my experience. I had a really, really fun time. Like I said, I think I met 20 friends, and I probably have 4 or 5 of their numbers, and I text them daily. So it was really fun. I loved it. And that's my... Oh, I just dropped my poster. Still can't believe Alyssa Schaus touched it. Well, I guess that's the end of my video. Thank you for watching. I love you.